Hi everyone, this is Mike Soto here for MyWeddingTV.com, and I'm actually in Brooklyn right now at the neighborhood Dumbo. That's down under the Manhattan Bridge overpass, just in case anyone didn't know. And I'm at one of the most unique, most lovely, most gorgeous locations here in Dumbo, Natchie. We're actually going to go inside today and find out a little bit more about the artist and her vision and her creative process and a little slice of New York that you may not have heard of. Come on in. Hello. Introduce yourself.
My real name is Nadia and my nickname is Natchie, so I thought what a great name for the store, call it Natchie.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, Natchie's opened up her heart and her studio and her space to us and is going to give us an opportunity to walk around and kind of take this whole lovely place. And speaking of lovely, I noticed this really, really gorgeous, really adorable heart decor. Could you tell us a little bit more about your design and decorations?
Yes, this is very original love hearts for Valentine's Day. So basically what I've done is each love heart on the back has a lyric from each of my love songs. This one says, "The moon is shining just for us." And it's just something I started doing with anything that I hung from the ceiling. I would put a lyric on the back and people love it. And this is my first Valentine's Day in the store, so, you know, I'm just sort of running with it. I don't really know what I'm doing.
And it's really fantastic because it's a cozy space,
Yeah.
but it's wall to wall, just covered in creative vision. There's every single kind of nook and cranny is covered and just absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, but I had to be careful because my aesthetic is very clean and spacious, so it's like a fine line that I'm walking on with keeping the store fresh and organized and clean and not looking cluttered, but I still want to have everything out, so
Yes.
it's hard.
A little less hoarder, a little more chic and
Yeah.
clean. And
But I think because there's a lot of white and there's a lot of empty space that somehow it doesn't look cluttered, I don't think.
one of the great things about when I came in here outside of just being in this really lovely space, it feels very warm and inviting, and there's something about like the majority of the pieces being on white with
Yeah.
the kind of blue painting on the walls, and it just kind of comes together to kind of feel open and welcoming.
That's great. The first thing that people ask me when they walk into the store and they hear me speak is, where are you from? I actually grew up in Australia, in Sydney, Australia, on the beach. And I moved to New York City 18 years ago yesterday. It was my 18th year anniversary. I just literally packed my bags and moved here. I was young, brave, courageous, and naive. So I think that's a perfect combination. And my parents are originally from South Africa. So my parents are Afrikaans and they actually moved from Cape Town in the early 70s to Australia. So my accent is a mix of South African, Australian, and then living in New York for 18 years. So I'm a bit of a mess. So as far as my background, I'm actually a singer and a songwriter, first and foremost. I've been singing for 25 years. And I have no formal training as far as being a visual artist, which a lot of people find interesting. 2.5 years ago, I started seeing my songs as drawings, as finished pieces of work. And I had this overwhelming desire to draw each song on my albums. However, I didn't know how to draw, so I wasn't really sure how that was going to happen, but it started happening. And I started drawing my music, and the next thing I knew, I had a whole body of work and my first gallery show. So, long story short, I started doing prints of the large drawings with lyrics on the back of each song and a free download code so that the customer could listen to the song or own the song that they've bought as a drawing. So that's really how Natchie came about. And I started out doing all the markets in New York City first, and then as my product was doing really well and selling really well, I decided to take a leap of faith and open my own store here in Dumbo. And I've been in this position for 5 months, which is very new, but it's been going really, really well and has been really well received.
Great.
All right, shall I take you over to some love songs?
Yes, please. I would love to see
Let's
some.
go.
Thank you.
This section here is drawings that also come with music, which is my concept. So what that means is each drawing is a different song of mine. So this is a song called Risk It All. And then on the back, you get lyrics and you can download the music for free. So that's how it all started. So these two are actually probably my most popular love songs. This is a song called I Believed, and this is about two people who meet but they can't be together yet for whatever reason you would like to make up. And then on the record, this song follows it, and this is called Risk It All. And so after spending some time on the headlands, she decides that she doesn't care what anyone thinks and she's going to risk everything to be with him. Crazy lady.
Yeah, crazy in love.
What a silly lady. And it's really interesting because a lot of people naturally choose these two without knowing the story. Like they feel that they go together.
Yeah, there's like a nice arc to it, and it's, I think because they're mostly like black and white, there's just kind of like this stark contrast to it that kind of pops out at you.
You know, there's lots of different kinds of love songs. This is a song called I Love You More. So this is, she loves him more than all the stars in the sky, and she loves him more than all the pearls in the sea. You know, another crazy woman in love.
I'm noticing a recurring theme here.
Well, there's also, they're not all like happy pants. You know, it's realistic. So this is an interesting one that's actually quite popular. It's called Ungrateful Heart. Some people either love it or they hate it. It also can be a coming together of hearts or a breaking away. So it's up to you.
It's up to interpretation.
Yeah, but the title is Ungrateful Heart, so we're pretty sure that it's a breaking away. But, you know, love isn't all roses. So
Yes, with great love comes...
great disappointment.
Yes.
This is also a very popular love song. This is called For You, and this is a song about all the things that she would do because she loves him so much. So she would write I love you in her little plane in the sky, and she would hang from a willow tree. And the whole song is about all the things she would do because she loves him so much.
I really love that the skywriting is kind of similar to the aesthetic of the willow tree,
Right.
and it's really pretty.
Then this one actually is also really popular because this is one of the rare drawings that happens to be New York City but also have music. So this is a song called Was It Just Last Night We Were Here, and it's about falling in love in Chelsea.
So each of these pieces, they actually come with an MP3 that you could download that is pretty much an inspiration for the piece that you drew.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
okay.
often what I do is I do a piece of art that represents the meaning of the entire song. Sometimes that can be challenging.
It's a really cool concept. It's sort of like every song has its own, like almost like an album cover.
Yeah,
to it.
exactly. I'm trying to bring back that feeling of music as something tangible that you can hold, because I feel like since the digital era, that's really gone away. We used to actually sit on the floor and look at albums and look at the pictures inside and look at the lyrics and who wrote the song and who played the instruments, and I feel like a lot of that is gone. So this is sort of my way of holding on to that, bringing it back.
Yeah, and it's really great. I mean, like, you know, you can't hold on, you can't hang onto an MP3.
When you come in here and you get a piece of art, then you go home and you download the song, and then you have this whole experience, like multi-sensory experience where you know, can enjoy all of it.
Yeah, on multiple levels.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really fantastic.
Yeah.
I really loved all these pieces.
Yeah, and the artwork can go on your wall, and then you can play the song in the kitchen.
Yeah. Cover it on all bases,
Yeah,
on
exactly.
all sensory
Yeah,
levels.
just Natchie all the time.
Natchie 24/7.
That's probably the biggest question that everybody asks me, am I still performing? I definitely am still performing, because without the music there is no Natchie, because then I'll have nothing to draw. So I am just about to start my next album, and I have created an evening on Friday nights here in the store. It actually turns into a theatre with 20 seats, and it's called Natchie Nights, and I perform once a month, and then the other 3 Fridays in the month I bring in other artists and other performers to sing in the store. I also still do commercials and jingles, so you may have actually heard me on TV and not known it. So I was actually the voice of UPS, the international campaign for that's logistics, for 3 years. So yes, I'm still singing. I think because I didn't go to art school and I have no training, I don't actually have any artistic inspiration. I did study art in high school, so of course the masters like Picasso and Klimt, Pollock Brett Whiteley, who was an Australian artist. But actually, yesterday a customer came in and brought to my attention an artist called Grandma Moses, who I had no idea existed. And she thought that my work was very similar to hers. So I Googled her and I nearly choked up. This lady, Grandma Moses, she passed away a long time ago, but she started drawing at the age of 78, which is really spectacular, and she's become very, very famous, and I think as early as last week just sold a painting for 2.1 million. And she was 78 and she just wanted to paint, so she started painting, and she's had no training and has no idea what she's doing. I thought, that sounds like me. One of the services that I offer here at Natchie is I do commissions for customers. So basically they give me 5 keywords and then I do a drawing especially for them. And the one that I'm working on now is called At Last, and it is a French couple who got engaged in Harlem in this jazz club called Mintons. And they asked me to capture that moment of their engagement. So without being in the room and not actually knowing them, it was kind of a challenge, but at the same time when they told me what happened and what was going on in the room, it was really easy. And because I'm a musician, it's pretty easy to draw the band. So this is called At Last, and this is going to be going to Paris. And all of the commissions are one of a kind. There are no reprints and no reproductions. So that's why you want to get a Natchie commission now while I'm a crumb, because soon it's going to be very expensive.